on radio, WFM. We have in studio this afternoon the chairman of the GTA, Mr. Randall Dolan, and we would also be taking in some calls from our MPs, caretakers, members of parliament, ministers of government, as they wish their constituents a Merry Christmas. Of course, it's the Christmas season and a lot is happening. Toys are being distributed, hampers are being distributed as well. So we look forward to our discussions today. We'll take a quick break and get right back into programming.
Grenada is moving forward, and the young people like you are at the heart of it. The National Democratic Youth Movement is all about connecting, learning, and making real impact. This is your chance to be a part of something bigger, to grow, to lead, and shape the future while making a difference. If you are ready to step up, have your voice heard, and help build a better Grenada, then the National Democratic Youth Movement is the organization for you. Join us because you are the future.
The Grenada Tourism Authority's Spice Mass Press Group was treated to an exclusive cultural immersion as community groups from Paraclete came together to host a special event titled Blacker Than Black. The event, designed to showcase Grenada's culture in its most authentic form, offered the press group a deeper understanding of the traditions that make the island's carnival unique. Among the highlights was a powerful introduction to the roots of the iconic Jab Jab, followed by a live demonstration showcasing the intricate process of preparing to take part in this beloved Spice Mass experience. The highlight of this process was the demonstrator putting on the signature black oil that makes part of the powerful visual presentation. The visitors also got to witness a small Jab Jab band in action, complete with the rhythmic beat of drums and traditional chanting that echoed the spirit of the festival. Beyond carnival traditions, the cultural showcase extended to the kitchen with a live demonstration of Grenada's national dish, oil down. The press group observed as fresh, local ingredients, meats and vegetables were layered into one pot, offering both a culinary lesson and a taste of the island's heritage. Another captivating highlight was the introduction to Grenada's energetic Moko Jambi, demonstrating the artistry and balance of Grenada's stilt-walking tradition. The event provided an authentic introduction to Grenada's Spice Mass, food, and culture, leaving participants with a richer appreciation of the island's heritage. The Grenada Tourism Authority expressed its gratitude to the Paraclete community groups for their partnership in bringing the experience to life, emphasizing that it is these grassroots experiences that truly showcase the soul of Grenada.
It is December 21st. The National Democratic Congress is hosting its weekly radio program. I'm your filling-in host, Honorable Ronald Head. I'm filling in for Ambassador Terry Forrester. He's a bit under the weather this afternoon, and so he asked me to kindly hold the seat. So as mentioned earlier on, we have in studio the chairman of GTA, Mr. Dolan, and he's going to speak to us about what is happening with GTA, what are the programs, the way forward, and things that are happening, so to speak, with the tourism sector. So Mr. Dolan, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what is going on. Of course, we're ending 2025. I assume that you are going to bring some much needed updates. I know Delta is coming, so you can speak to that as well.
Delta's already here. So it's not coming anymore. But again, a special good afternoon to you, again, the studio crew, all of your listeners, and those who are looking on the podcast. It's definitely a pleasure to be here. We enjoy having that opportunity to come here and give updates. Right. The last time I was in studio representing the Tourism Authority was to speak about Carnival and all of the wonderful things that were happening and the amount of visitors we have coming in. Right. Record numbers of visitors arriving to the destination. And for 2025, we're poised to perhaps have a benchmark year, seeming that we have a seamless December. We're definitely going to have a benchmark year in terms of total visitor arrivals to the destinations.
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, we're actually approaching those numbers. We will tabulate it at the end and see if we didn't actually pass it, we will be very close to the second. But 2026 is definitely poised to surpass all records that we previously been set in terms of visitor arrivals. Fortunately, we welcomed Delta back to the shores of Grenada after being away for almost 7 years. We had quite a celebration, and with a lot of fanfare, we greeted the flight yesterday coming in from Atlanta. So that's going to be daily service with Delta Airlines coming from Atlanta Hartfields directly into Grenada. But what that means is that it opens up a lot more connectivity throughout the United States. Delta is in fact one of the most reputable, trusted brands in the US. They're one of the biggest airlines, and they come with a massive loyalty program, a massive network of loyalty of followers who would always travel on Delta, completely dedicated to them. And now we have access to all of those customers. So with that deeper penetration into the US market and flying on the Sky Team, we are now happy to welcome Delta back to our shores. They're going to be flying daily service up until the beginning of January, and then they go 5 days a week until the end of March and early April. They'll be going back to a daily service. After that, in the summer, they go every Saturday. But with the forward bookings that we already have on the books right now, in terms of bookings that already exist throughout this entire period from now till April, is very strong.
Excellent.
We're showing and demonstrating that we have the ability as Destination Grenada to fill the flight and ensure that it prove the commercial viability of the route to Delta. So we're already speaking with the network team about planning to keep this flight as a sort of a daily, or at least at a minimum 5 days per week, year round.
Excellent. Well, I'm very happy to hear so. And you spoke a lot about the airlines. What about cruise ship arrivals? How's that looking?
Cruise ship arrivals definitely, again, set to surpass, have a benchmark year there as well. We are actually up, we're trending ahead of arrivals from previous years. So we're actually doing extremely well there. 2026 is again poised to be another top year for arrivals on the cruise ships. And again, that's assuming everything goes well. Right. Because we are prone to any sort of global disruptions, weather, certain things factors could sort of disrupt that trajectory. But as of now, we're in a great place and a solid place. And again, just want to give thanks to all of those who work behind the scenes to really make that happen. So with the airlift coming in, we know we have a lot of full flights. Now it's the season, the festive season. So you have a lot of individuals from the diaspora. We have individuals from all over coming back. A lot of visitors on the flights, especially the Delta flight coming in. It was filled with visitors coming into Grenada, looking forward to enjoying their vacation, their first time here. And again, it just speaks to the fact that we are improving our reach, improving, getting to converting customers to ensuring that they choose Grenada, because ultimately you don't necessarily have to come to Grenada. There are destinations all over the world that you can go to, but we continue to speak to how we really produce a fine product here on the island that will continue to drive business and continue to demonstrate Grenada as a viable place for investment as we look for more investment. And with driving more investment, it looks to then get more airlift and more visitors subsequently to our shores.
Excellent here. And you spoke about the arrivals, even from the airlines. Speak to us about the diaspora homecoming. I think it ties in very well in terms of the investment that you're talking about to get Grenadians to return home. And now we have the inclusion of the Delta flight, 5 days per week. It augurs well for us. So speak to that a little bit.
And that's a fantastic initiative that I want to applaud again, Ambassador Forrester, who's helping that effort, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and of course support from the Ministry of Tourism, Culture, Creative Economy, and totally a collective effort from Government of Grenada, which I think would be a fantastic initiative. This is a diaspora homecoming for 2026. That means we're calling all of the members of the diaspora, wherever you are in the world, to come home. And the whole idea behind this is to encourage individuals to come back to their community, bring their children, family back, those who may not have never been to Grenada. You've been talking about Grenada. But this is a time where we're coming together collectively. We come back to the destination, you go back to the communities, you could do some philanthropical work.
Right.
And then we're looking at the last week of that because the Diaspora Homecoming is running from June 21st to July 5th.
Wow.
So at the end of that, it's the second week we're looking at where we have more formal engagements. So like a government roundtable discussion, panel discussions on certain topics that are of interest to individuals of the diaspora. Let everyone know about the projects that are in Grenada, where they could have direct conversations with the stakeholders as well as policy makers, government officials, get key updates as exactly what we're doing, where we're going. More importantly, networking.
Right.
More importantly, talking about investment opportunities. Because there's a lot of Grenadians and there's a lot of talent out there that we should tap into. And this is a great time that we're calling everybody home to really come back, enjoy our beautiful Grenada, show the second, third generations your homeland, and really engage. So everyone can go back refreshed, talking about how we can invest, how we can help build this beautiful tri-island state of ours. So it's something that we're really going to be looking forward to.
Excellent.
We want to continue to build on that year on year.
Right.
So it's Diaspora Homecoming 26
gonna
and
be an
27.
annual
We want to do it
event.
annually
Nice
where
one.
you could continue to engage
Right.
the diaspora because we appreciate our diaspora, and I'm sure this administration has been very focused on that, building our diaspora, using the resources in the diaspora, especially when we first got elected, we reached out to all of the members in the diaspora for interest.
Yeah.
So we are
To be on
utilizing.
boards,
That's
to
the
be on
point, to be on
different-
boards,
yeah,
etc. I was one of those,
Very
right?
well.
And it's now building to the point where we are really demonstrating
Yes.
the appreciation of it and using the diaspora for nation building. Doesn't matter where you reside, but once you're Grenadian, we continue to live Grenada.
Excellent.
And
And it
move it
augurs
forward.
well because, like IMA, for example, it is now diversifying its product to be able to include investments from locals. So it's going to tie into the overall vision of government. And this speaks to the question of the whole of government. GTA, yes, is a separate entity, but it fits into the broader vision as to what we need to achieve. And certainly we have a number of Grenadians living abroad, even more than we have here now. So we need to tap into that very well. So speaking about diversification, let's talk about your tourism product in terms of programs you're introducing. I heard there's now a Lambi festival. I want to taste that.
Lobster and Lambi, yeah.
Excellent. So tell us about that.
So yeah, the fact is, again, talking about diversification,
Right.
talking about driving investments,
Right.
we have to ensure that our tourism product is viable, but not just viable, but also inclusive. And when we speak about it, we don't want to necessarily speak about tourism in silos.
Right.
When you talk about like the likes of agriculture, fisheries, and anything else, right? Even investments, because a lot of that is driven on the back of having visitors come in, having visitors coming into the economy and spending money, right? And we want to be able to ensure that our stakeholders are able, or locals are able to benefit from that and feel the cash trickling all the way down. Lobster and Lambi is an initiative for Carriacou where we're focused on the beauty of our sister islands.
Right.
And not just the scenic beauty, but the fact that you can go there for some of the best seafood that you're going to get, right, in the Caribbean.
That's true.
So we always talk about the fact that I personally always mention that Paradise Beach is actually my favorite beach, right? This is the most beautiful beach in the state of Grenada. Look at Sandy Island. When you look at the shores of White Island, swimming with turtles in Saline Island, you do little boating trips all around.
Yes.
I mean, Carriacou is absolutely scenic, and it's at the gateway to the Grenadines. We have the sculpture park there as well. And the fact is, when you are on some of those secluded beaches, where you go to Paradise Beach or even you go to Tim's and Answer Roach, you get some of the nicest, biggest lobsters, right?
Yeah.
Straight from the sea. Because a lot of the individuals there make a living from fishing, right? But it's not just about lobster and lambi, but it talks about seafood holistically.
Right.
So a lot of the wonderful seafood dishes that you're able to now enjoy when you go to Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And it's not just within that specific time period. That period we're turning Carriacou and Petit Martinique into lobster and lambi,
Right.
and all of the seafood, right? But lobster and lambi is like the headline.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the idea is to put that in the minds and the consciousness of all of those that go there anytime and enjoy wonderful seafood.
So it's creating a product.
It has the point, like creating a
excellent,
product, and again, this impacts the local individuals, because you go to Carriacou, you should have lobster and lambi or seafood pizza, Everywhere you go is a dish or some creation that's going to be focused on that, right? On seafood. But the idea and the narrative is really talking about the treasure of Caracou and Petit Martinique in terms of not just its culture and not just its beauty, but its wonderful seafood. Right. And that's directly from the fisher folk who make their living doing that, right? And big up to them because, you know, they feed us. Yeah. Right? It's important as agriculture that we have to make sure we feed and sustain ourselves.
Correct.
And we have an amazing product there that we have to continue to tell the world about. We know that we have to do it, you know, scale it up because only so many rooms that Caracou and Petit Martinique has. But it's a true treasure and it's one of our main competitive advantages that the state of Grenada has compared to other islands like St. Lucia and Barbados, is that we have these little islands around Grenada. Grenada is made up of 19 islands.
I didn't even know it was all that, 19. You know, I shocked.
All the little islands are around it. And what we have is truly special, and it's important that we continue as authority to tell that word, but more so have our local people buy into that and know that.
Right. So they themselves can start saying
that's the point. That's the point, because we are ourselves our best ambassadors, our best representatives of brand Grenada. And when your visitor asks, so what should I do? I've always said my favorite thing to do is get on a 20-minute flight on SVG, a low passover, Grenada, so it's very scenic. You get into Caracou within 20 minutes. You could be on boats, going all over the place, going to feel like you're on a deserted island, secluded beaches, all by yourself.
Hiking, doing all sorts of things.
There's so much to do. And then you could come right back, and that's just a day. So anytime anyone asks me what to do, I was like, that's the first thing on my list. My most recommended thing is go to Caracou, at least for the day. Enjoy it because it's going to be an experience that is second to none.
Right. Excellent. And, you know, you spoke a lot about the potential for investment. And let's tie that in now to Caracou and talking about the Lobster Festival. Of course, you are aware that we are going to now have night landing in Caracou. Now, that is going to be a tremendous gateway to open up for greater investment. So the minister, I know, announced recently the potential investment of one of the hoteliers, the chains there. So speak to us about the potential for that, because I know when you talk about these festivals, Corn Festival, for example, all room stocks, once that is announced, is booked. So talk to us about the impact economically a little bit on that with the Lobster Festival.
So a lot of these things are by design.
Right.
Because you have to then create demand. And by creating demand, you start creating opportunity for the stakeholders. So now that you're going to have another hotel going into Caracou, it is much needed. And we need a lot more of those. But more importantly, we need the hotels that are going in to be sort of inclusive to the local stakeholders, right? Ultimately, you want hotels where visitors can walk into, even if you are just traveling for the day, traveling with the yacht, you're there on business, or you're staying at an apartment somewhere. You want a hotel that's accessible. You want a hotel that creates jobs. You want a hotel that buys local food, local produce, and that's ultimately what driving the demand to Caracou is about, is showing that there is a need for further investment because the tourism authority will continue to drive visitors to the destination. We also have to pay for night landing. We have to pay for the SVG flight that flies. We have to make it viable for Osprey. Even Dowden Aviation is now offering tours, helicopter tours to Caracou, which is a great initiative. The whole point is that everyone should see the benefit of the tourism dollar. And that means that you now want to create more hiring opportunity for those who live there. And by having more hotels coming in, you will now be able to scale what we're doing, because now you have created more demand for flights, because we're now bringing individuals back and forth. It also helps with the night landing, helps with the connectivity. If you're traveling off of a later flight, you can now connect seamlessly into Caracou. So that is very helpful, and also helps with like things like emergency evacs, etc. So you don't have to be too concerned that you may have an emergency in Caracou and you cannot leave. So building all of these things out means that you build an infrastructure that is sustainable. All businesses that are sustainable, because it sort of pays for itself.
Tourism indeed is everybody's business.
And I would like to also add to that, the MP for Caracou. He's adamant. He loves Caracou and Petit Martinique, and he fights for them, tooth and nail. And we're so motivated and inspired by him that we go out of our way to ensure that we make sure we keep Caracou and Petit Martinique top of mind. on the map and let everyone know that that's it's a top seller for Grenada. It really differentiates us from everything else, and we love Caracol and Petit Martinique just as much. So shout out to Honorable Tevin Andrews.
Definitely. Right. So still on the area of diversification, we're going to be chatting now about, I saw recently the Grenada Flower Show. Tell me about that. Tell me about what's the concept, what's the thinking behind it.
Well, for years and years, Grenada has been continuing to win gold
At the Chelsea.
at the Chelsea Flower Show. Right? I think we won 19 golds.
Yes.
So everyone kept asking, well, how does that translate into doing something locally on the ground? Like, we don't hear about it. It feels completely disconnected when that occurs in Chelsea. And this is an opportunity for us to bring it home.
And we're doing so good, so.
We do so well, but how do we bring that home? And the reality is Grenada, again, with its fertile soil, we grow some really great flowers here. We have a great product.
Yes.
And we have a great and dedicated team who's been working the Chelsea Flower Show year on year. And we're looking now to see how we can incorporate all of that success, bring that back home to Grenada, where because there's a big following of flower shows of individuals from, all across the world. There are a lot of communities who would travel for these things. And it's a great initiative, not just to beautify the country, because we want to make sure that, when you're driving around, you see the flowers, even though you smell the spices as well. Yeah. It's all part and parcel of it. But the fact is, we want to start going to the gardens and understanding how we could actually use the flowers to attract more visitors, the Flower Festival to attract more visitors to our shows. One, get more community spend, because now we're getting individuals to go to all of the gardens throughout Grenada, look at the beauty of it. And also, how can we utilize some of these flowers for even for culinary purposes, medicinal purposes?
Yeah, exactly.
I fell in love with, or started using the blue tea. It was made from a flower.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here in Grenada, so I've been drinking blue tea a lot.
Right.
Now.
Okay.
And again, these are things that, I honestly I wasn't aware about, before. And now I'm had that opportunity to learn. And I think it's important that we share that knowledge, share that some of our flowers, they're edible, they have medicinal value, and they're also absolutely beautiful. They're beautiful enough to be sent to London. We can continue to win gold. That means that they're beautiful enough that we can display them here and use them as a national source of pride to showcase the beauty of Grenada, beautify the state, and continue to have more community impact. Nice. So that's going to be happening November 8th to 15th of 2026. So we've already started now putting the information out and getting individuals really interested. We've been working a lot with the flower growers in Grenada. And again, this is really their event. Right. The GTA is just facilitating this, because obviously the GTA couldn't pull it off because we're not in the business of flowers. Right? So the flower growers are the ones that kept pounding at us. We want this event, and we decided that we will make this event happen. We will bring it to fruition. Our Minister, Adrian Thomas, has been very supportive of it, as well as the rest of the government. He's really committed to it. He's put resources behind this. Excellent. The GTA will be executing it, but it's really an initiative coming again from the Ministry of Tourism, led by our Minister, Adrian Thomas, and through our flower growers, who are the ones that are executing it on the ground. So we have a lot to, again, be thankful for with them. I'd like to thank them for their dedication to pulling this off, and as well from the support from the ministry, who was financially backing this as well.
Excellent. So, viewers, listeners, you are listening to Mr. Randall Dolan. We are chatting a little bit on GTA's performance, what they have been doing so far throughout the season, and talking about the way forward. So, Brother Dolan, I want to now move or pivot to that issue of the Spice Mass, some of the existing festivals that we have. We spoke a little bit about the new ones. What is the plan of GTA to continue working with the Spice Mass Corporation, for example, to ensure that Spice Mass continues? Because this year was excellent. I don't know if the songs were just well placed in terms of when they were released, but it was excellent. So what are GTA's plans to continue working with Spice Mass to make that product, so to speak, a continuation? Because before you go, you spoke about the homecoming. So definitely there must be a tie-in somewhere where we can all feel that impact and benefit from the bolstering of the product.
Well, of course, what's important is that Spice Mass continues to improve Spice Mass.
Right.
Ministry of Culture and all of that ties in, to ensure that we have a wonderful product.
Right.
Because off the back of that, the Tourism Authority's role is to now share that with the world.
Right.
And let everyone know that this is a wonderful product and you can come to Grenada and enjoy it. We are able to now clearly demonstrate how we're better off or a better product than our regional competitors, right? We hone in on the jab.
Right.
We have the best juve.
Yes.
We can say that second by none. We're a safe carnival. And all of the other things that come around Spice Mass. This year the songs were phenomenal. The artists were doing great. They did a great work.
And shout out to the Department of Creative
That's what I
Affairs
was,
as
yeah,
well.
that's exactly where I was going to go with that, because shout out to them as well for
yeah.
helping those, facilitating those workshops to really build that brand, right? You know, there are individuals who work there around the clock to make sure that these things happen, and sometimes these things just don't happen by accident,
Right,
You
exactly.
know that they're very intentional. So the tourism authority's role is to go out there and share that message. You would have seen like a clip for where we had our press trip. So we have journalists that we bring in every year, almost 20 plus journalists to go back and spread that word
Right.
about that
The
authenticity
Grenada Tourism
of the
Authority's
Grenadian
Spice
Mass
Mass Press
product.
Group.
And not just show them out just because it's a good time, just to be coming to drink rum, eat some food, you know, dance the soca and leave.
Right.
But we start explaining to them the culture, what's behind it, where does this come from. And that in itself demonstrates the richness of our festival. Because that way they go back with a more holistic understanding of what it is that we offer here in Grenada and why this is in fact a special destination. Why it's in fact, you know, continuing to grow year on year, strength on strength. And doing all of that, again, it does help Spice Mass, and it helps the Ministry of Culture, Creative Affairs. It helps accentuate their work.
Right.
So we elevate, we rise together as a
Yes.
team. And again, it's not just about the GTA just selling it, because again, once Spice Mass continues to improve their product, then we continue to have something that's wonderful that we can sell and demonstrate to the world how Grenada has continued to improve year on year. But this year, I think for 2026 is already booked out. We've already been speaking to the airlines to make sure we have
Enough.
capacity, more capacity. Again, we also run into constraints about where people almost stay, because
Yeah.
you know, we have to be cognizant that you don't want to have planes flying empty as well, right? Because
Right.
then they
Because
start
they-
putting product at the
yeah,
start.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So we want to do it responsibly. So, and this is why it goes back again. Everything ties back into the investment part,
Right.
Because we're showing and demonstrating that there's a need and demand for more rooms, for home stays, etc. That we now have to regularize, so we could now offer more rooms for visitors coming
advantage of
in.
it. Yeah.
Spice Mass, homecoming, tourist season, and all of the festivals that we have coming up. We want to continue to demonstrate that, you know, there's need for product.
Excellent. So, you know, let's talk a little bit about, let's continue the conversation. You spoke about accentuating, so emphasizing on the products for 2026. Carifta as well is going to be
Carifta,
coming.
yep.
Right, so, you know, just look at it. You're talking in this year, we are close to the record or either potentially surpassing it. And then next year, we have so many
have a lot
activities.
going on
You
next
know, how's GTA going to be dealing with all of this?
Good question. Good question, but you see, these are problems that we want.
That's what you want. You don't want the opposite.
We don't want to we have
excellent,
nothing going on. We're doing a lot.
Excellent.
Remember, we have to do a lot with what we have.
Right.
We have to scale with what we have.
Right.
Right? We've been in office 3.5 years, and I think we're doing the best with the resources that are available and growing the product, creating more demand, and driving more visitors to the destination. With Carifta, I know the Minister, Honorable Devil Thomas, Ministry of Sports, was really pushing that and did a phenomenal job to ensure that came back
Yes.
to Grenada. So we really do thank her and applaud her for that. And now we're going to make sure that, again, that we do have airlift, because when we actually run our numbers, right, the United States is about close to 55% of our tourist product, on or about, right?
Right.
The second largest market collectively is not the UK, it's the Caribbean. Right?
Excellent.
Caribbean travelers,
Excellent.
the second, right?
So Carifta is going to have a very positive.
That's
impact,
correct.
Right.
We will continue to get more visitors here. And that's why we work closely with our inter-regional partners, right? So we constantly have conversations with the likes of CAL, Inter-Caribbean,
Right.
to see how we can get more service, improved service, more reliable service
Right.
to the destination, because their success is also our success.
Yes.
So we are constantly having meetings about connecting in the network to ensure that they are individuals able to fly between islands quickly and easily without much headache. You could also fly with the likes of Virgin and BA between Barbados and St. Lucia respectively. But the whole idea is to continue to show that Grenada is a strong destination for sports tourism.
Right.
With Carifta.
The linkage.
That's correct, the linkage. And also that every time any individual comes here, you know what, if they come on business, they come for sports, they always want to come back for vacation.
Right.
Right? Because we demonstrate how well we do things, right? The authenticity of the brand. We're going to have a culture village at Carifta.
Yeah.
So we can demonstrate and showcase all of the wonderful things that we do here on the island. And again, really, those are the small things that really sets us apart from everywhere else.
Yeah.
So Carifta is going to be big. It's something that we're going to be looking forward to. I think we are all proud that we get to host Carifta 26.
Back to back as well.
That's correct. and also, again, a special shout out to the Minister of Sports, is that we're going to be building a swimming pool, Olympic pool.
Oh yes, right.
That's going to be that's going to be key for us. Our athletes have been doing exceptionally well. The swimming athletes doing exceptionally well. They just won gold again.
Yeah.
Over in St. Vincent.
Almost remind me like the Chelsea Flower Show.
That's correct.
We're doing well, but we never had the apparatus, infrastructure to really
host it here, because what they call the swimming pool here, the tub. So
it's in good up in my constituency, I must say. Yes, it's very tiny.
It's small, but imagine with that, they're able to have that level of success. And this is we're now moving to a point where we have a proper swimming pool, and we could continue to elevate them.
Right.
So we could compete on the global stage. I know our Prime Minister was instrumental even trying to negotiate initially to get that sorted. So it's something that we're looking forward to. So we have Carifta next. And then we're going to have the swimming, the games here.
Yes, regional games. Sports tourism is going to be a big thing, I
continue
assume.
to do that.
Yeah.
And even when we look at, a football initiative, cricket initiatives, we're trying to revitalize cricket again. But it's important that we start building that on the sort of the community level, right? Back in the clubs, having strong clubs. Because when we're able to invite teams from overseas, they want to come back and into a strong infrastructure in Grenada where the clubs are all functioning, the grassroots product is working, the community is participating.
Right.
It makes it a much easier sell.
Yes.
So we're now putting in the physical infrastructure. It's good to make sure that have like the teams, the clubs, all of them all functioning, because it's an easier sell, so we can continue to attract more games, more activity and events to Grenada. We just had rugby.
Yes. Which is something we need to continue.
Absolutely.
I can recall, for instance, even the Golf Association in Grenada, that golf course down at Great South, they were talking about potentially hosting a regional competition. So when you look at all these aspects, the potential is tremendous. And so, as you mentioned, your role as GTA is to facilitate. And so, having these great linkages, sports tourism, even health, as you know, next year is going to be the breaking of the ground for our world class medical tourism facility. And the expectation is it's going to be a city, not just a medical building, but it's going to be a city. So the potential there for tourism to partner with all these sectors is going to be great. So would you like to say something before we take a quick break?
No, but I think what is important to note, again, when you have a lot of this sort of sports tourism,
right,
is the fact that we are looking to diversify our product.
Right.
It's not just about the high-end hotels. It's about how do we actually have some of the other boutique hotels benefit from tourism holistically.
Exactly.
Because we market to them as well. Right. A lot of these athletes stay at the smaller hotels, right? But we also do that to a wide cross-section. So people individuals from the region and wherever else that's coming in, we ensure that we put a platform for all of these hotels to completely thrive. So it's not just a one-dimensional brand messaging,
right,
but it's very holistic.
Right.
Because ultimately, our success would be ensuring that our stakeholders, all the hotels, benefit and thriving.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you very much. So you've been listening there to Mr. Randall Dolan, Chairman of the GTA. We'll take a quick break and get right back into the conversation.
travel trade engagement, sales activation, and digital campaigns. These efforts are designed to ensure visibility and establish leadership in our niche pillar marketing. We invite you to join us on this journey by supporting our initiatives and sharing the beauty of our Tri-Island state with the world. Together, we can make 2026 a year of growth and success for our islands. Whether you're a local stakeholder, a travel enthusiast, or someone who simply loves Grenada, your involvement is crucial to our success. Thank you for your continued support. Let's make 2026 a year to remember.
Welcome back, listeners and viewers, and we are chatting with Mr. Randall Dolan, chairman of the GTA. This is the National Democratic Congress's Heartbeat radio podcast program. So, Mr. Dolan, before the break, we were speaking a little bit, we touched on it, about Project Polaris. And, you know, we talked about the potential for the medical tourism impact on Grenada. Speak to us about your view from GTA's vantage point. What does Project Polaris mean for us?
Project Polaris is a fantastic initiative, and that's going to change the game ultimately for not just healthcare in Grenada, but even for tourism.
Right.
Because once you have a strong medical system backed by a very reputable brand in the United States that everybody knows, accredited American system, it really means that it opens us to a much larger market.
Yes.
And that means that visitors from the diaspora can now look to retire here.
Because the number one issue for
Healthcare.
healthcare.
Number one issue. And that's why a lot of individuals can't come back, is because that healthcare infrastructure really wasn't
Just not there.
up to the par that they would have needed. If we are able to now attract those visitors, when we'll be able to attract them, we'll also be going to be able to attract other members from other diasporas. A lot of Jamaicans come here all the time and want to move to Grenada on vacation, right? And they're like, you know, we want to move here. People from the region will start coming to Grenada, perhaps looking for homes. They're going to be looking to, you know, see how they can settle here, because now not only do we have a world-class medical school, we have a world-class health system that we're building off the back of that as well. And we've seen how well St. George's University has done for us. Project Polaris will do the same in terms of healthcare. We could attract more individuals, even some of our CBI citizens. So say, well, we can come back to Grenada, we can invest in Grenada. So we do a lot more to attract individuals coming in. Visitors can also come in and get proper health care that they need, because we know there are issues in other health systems, even in the first world, that we could help try to address with Project Polaris. So we're doing a lot there, and also now that you have more retirees coming in, we have more of a much better, that the medical city will offer so much more in terms of attracting visitors, attracting more employment, attracting more jobs in a sense for construction.
Exactly.
And ultimately propping up the economy, because again, that having a center like that just brings a lot more activity. We need more food. So agriculture is going to benefit. Fishery is going to benefit, because again, it's all about eating healthy, being healthy, not just, you know, not just coming just for the proper healthcare and then eating a hot dog, right? You want to make sure that you have proper food, and that's part of our wellness brand as the Spice Island of the Caribbean.
Right. Excellent. And you know, you touched on cuisine. Cuisine is part of our culture as well. And when we talk about products, it is part of what we sell as well. Oil dung, for example, you know, we sell that. Whether it is the best food to eat if you are recovering, etc., that is something to always think about. But we have the spices.
That's correct.
So talk to us as to how, you know, you mentioned something about the village impacting on construction, different sectors. Community tourism. It is something probably that we may not be too fancy with, but it is very impactful if done right. Speak to us about what GTA's vision is on it.
This is very passionate about this topic, and I am a social Minister Thomas. And the thing here is that, you know, we speak about community tourism now as a way to define or differentiate what we're talking about specifically. But tourism in Grenada is about the community. Tourism in Grenada is not about just going to an all-inclusive resort, laying on the beach, and then getting back on the flight and leaving. That's not what tourism in Grenada needs to be, and we have a chance again to build and shape that. When visitors come to Grenada, you're looking for that more enriching experience. You're more than likely would have gone to all of the other mass market destinations. You've done the all-inclusives, you've done the tourist traps, Now you're looking for something that's more real, something that's more honest, a more honest experience, something that's really truly Caribbean.
Authentic
That's
Caribbean.
That's real Caribbeanness. And that really means about going into the community and enjoying our restaurants from our local chefs, from eating the foods from the soil. Like we are big on chocolate. We have world award-winning chocolate. Our spices are some of the best and best qualities spices that you're going to get. And again, from the fish from the sea to everything else that you get, it's really that realness. And going out into the community is part and parcel of that. The Tourism Authority is very much focused on even helping our visitors, our vendors,
Correct.
those who operate. The first order of business is, well, first of all, look at your business as a business and treat it as a business, not as a hustle.
Right. Not a hobby you're doing.
That's
something on
correct.
the side. Yeah.
Treat it as a business. Part of that is also ensuring that we give them access to take credit card payments, because a lot of the matters you will see is that you would hear complaints about decreased visitor spend, but it's not the fact that the spend is decreasing because of the fact that visitors don't have cash in their pocket.
Right. They're operating cashless.
They're operating cashless.
The card system is.
So now they don't have money in their bank account. They have money in their bank account. They just have cash in their pocket.
Right.
Because everything now, the world has gone cashless.
Yeah.
And we therefore have to equip our vendors, our small business owners, to also be able to take that sort of form of payment. So Grenada Cooperative Bank just launched a great initiative.
Yes.
We're also talking to other payment platforms to see how we could actually get that in and scale it and make it viable for our local people. But the whole idea is that you want individuals going out, going to even some of the farms, doing volunteerism, helping plant spices as well. They could have a dedicated tree with a plaque on it to know that, this is a tree that they planted, and then eventually come back and they can see how it has grown over the years. We can keep them apprised of it. And we work very closely with the GCNA.
Right.
To even help with some of those initiatives. So much so we also partner with the GCNA to create a unique Grenada syrup.
Right. I'm aware of it. I heard from Senator. Yeah, he
Yes.
spoke highly of it. Yeah.
And we are using that syrup now to help produce a Grenada style cocktail. 2 of them.
Right.
Right, with one of them, and they're using that. These are made from indigenous Grenadian rums from the local distilleries, where everything is made here in Grenada.
Okay.
So we have the Grenada Classic, with a mix of Clark Scott and Rivers, and then Clark Scott is also launching the Jab Oil made from that same nutmeg syrup as well as a base.
Right.
It's a black drink, right? It's completely black, but all of them are quite very tasty.
Yeah.
Now, why is that important? Because when we're able to scale that, one, we've created a unique Grenadian product.
Right.
Everybody has rum punch everywhere. Everywhere you go to Caribbean, everybody has a rum punch.
Yeah.
But we could come back and say, well, this is a unique Grenadian
Rum punch.
cocktail. You can have the Jab Oil, you can have the Grenada Classic. And we're going to encourage others to continue to make more cocktails around that, again, using all indigenous products. So we're now creating drinks that we can now leave a legacy for the future that, at some point, this is just what we drink in Grenada.
Yeah.
But it started here.
Yeah.
The second point to that, the nutmeg syrup. Once you start buying nutmeg syrup, that money is going directly to the farmers.
Right.
Because we need the spices for that. We know that after Hurricane Beryl, we have to start replanting more of our spices and be more intentional about it. But this is now a direct investment back to agriculture,
Right.
back to the land.
The linkage. You keep mentioning.
Exactly. So it filters directly back to them because going through GCNA and back to the farms.
Right.
And now, like you spoke about oil down. But again, now we have new products that we can leave for future generations. Because the question is, what did we do with our time here, when we're here now?
Yeah.
What did we create? And that's also going to start speaking to the dishes that we're going to be creating as well. Refining some of our products. What we have is good, but we also, because we're going to be taking our message to the world, we're now living in a sort of a global community.
Yeah.
The world is shrinking. We're now creating more dishes and more products with the cocktail and everything else that we can now start exporting. So you should go to a restaurant in Atlanta, in New York, ask for a Grenada Classic
Right.
or Jab Oil.
Right.
Have a dish that's now uniquely Grenadian, because we always believe that because it's ours, it can't be fine dining. And not that it needs to be fine dining, but how do we help even refine it so it's easier to export?
Right.
So we have new Grenada cookbooks eventually
For
coming
external
out.
markets.
That's the point, external market, because our best source of marketing is the fact that someone somewhere can say, hey, try Grenada Classic.
Exactly.
What is
exactly.
a Grenada Classic?
Without having to pay
Without having to understand.
to put it on television.
So you know you're seeing Grenada, a multi-dimensional marketing campaign where we're getting you through culinary, through drinks, through cocktails and everything else, multi-dimensional touch points.
Right.
You want to always stay engaged, and not only that, but you create more unique experiences for locals, because now you can try something that's cool. It's not gimmicky.
Yeah.
You can enjoy it, and it benefits our own. And that is how we have to start scaling. Like Jamaica did a great job, because everything people think about Caribbean and jerk, they think Jamaica.
Yeah.
We have an opportunity to be intentional, to do something similar, using our culture, using our spices. So the jab oil, it talks to the jab, it talks to carnival, it talks to all of that. It starts selling itself. Same with the Grenada Classic, and same with everything else that we're going to be creating again in 2026, because culinary is going to be a big push. And again, encouraging individuals, starting with lobster and lambi, go out into the community, enjoy the foods that we have to offer there, and more importantly, Grenada is a safe destination.
Right. Yeah.
A very safe destination.
You made a point, and I wanted to highlight that. You said that people could go into the communities and plant the spices, which is good. It means therefore that because we are a safe destination, we could facilitate something like that. Other countries, even in Caribbean, may not be so fortunate. So we have to value that in and of itself as part of the product.
And we have to continue to send that message out, make it be known that it's not about staying within the walls of the hotel because it's unsafe to go out.
Yeah.
The brand of Grenada is the community,
and
going out into the community, being a safe destination. But this is also where where I would like to remind us all that we have to do this together.
Yeah.
It means that if you have a beef with somebody, think twice, because you know what, your actions could cost us.
That's true.
Your actions could have damaging effects on us. We don't want that, right? We don't want that. We don't want to be known as that. Let's continue to take pride in community, take pride in caring for each other. And again, special shout out to the RGPF. Christmas time, they keep us safe. Visitors, it's high season, they keep us safe. They're doing a wonderful job. We want to continue to support them. And if you notice throughout our conversation, I've been thankful to so many in all these different sectors. And it's the whole point to tie it in is that tourism doesn't operate in a silo. It's all part and parcel of everything else that's happening, from the Ministry of Health to the Ministry of Sports to everything else that we speak about. It's all part and parcel of the greater good, because once we are collectively doing well, Grenada does well, our tourism product does well, and everybody rises together. Excellent
way to end our conversation there on community tourism. And viewers, listeners, as mentioned, we are going to have various MPs, ministers of government, chime in and share their Christmas message with the various constituents and throughout the country. So I think we're going to be starting with Senator Claudette Joseph, who is the Minister of Legal Affairs. I am not certain if she's on as yet, but she will be the first person to call. So as soon as we get her, we will let everyone know. But let's continue the conversation, because we're still in Christmas season and things are winding down. What's your take on the Christmas season thus far? Have you been passing around? What's about the lights? What are you seeing? I saw a Christmas tree going down to Granance. It's looking wonderful in the night. Different in the day, but wonderful in the night. What's your take on what is happening so far?
No, I think it's good, and the Christmas energy seems to be in the air. We are, and look, Christmas is my favorite time of year.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to have have a bad Christmas.
Excellent.
And ultimately, we're doing a lot now to get the craft center works lit up,
right,
and drive more business to our small business owners there. So I would just encourage everyone to go down to the spice market. If you are on island, it's one of the best parts of the beach. Go in, support our vendors, make sure that everybody has a fantastic holiday season, because there's a lot of great products that you can get there, from spices to small crafts. Nice small gifts, nice small souvenirs that you can bring home. Excellent. And we're encouraging that. So visit them.
Excellent. So now we have Senator Claudette online. Senator Joseph, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon. To you, Ron.
Afternoon. Excellent.
I see you're giving Terry a good run for his money, man. You're doing an excellent job as a
No,
host.
he said his voice is bad, so he asked me to just fill in for him. I'm just filling in.
Very, very good so far. Excellent work, you and
Thank you.
Randall. And let me extend compliments of the season to the NDC Heartbeat production team, the host and the crew behind the scenes, Terry as well, Randall. And also, I take this opportunity to extend a heartfelt Merry Christmas and all the best for 2026 to everyone listening, and especially to the residents of the town of St. George. I hope that you are all so far enjoying the season, and I hope that the little that we've managed to do so far as the NDC team in the constituency would have helped to brighten your season.
Yes.
We wrapped up our activities yesterday. We had 3 parties for the children. We had a wonderful event at Queen's Park yesterday. And we also had a seniors dinner on Thursday. We distributed some hampers to the persons most needing of those hampers in the constituency. And you know, we assisted a few of the schools and other community groups, helping them however we can with toys or however we can to have their own activities. So we've done our bit. We had a Christmas tree lighting at Queen's Park last night as well.
Excellent.
So all of that was in an effort to make sure that the people of the town of St. George enjoy the holiday season, that we bring some cheer and we exercise, you know, generosity in the little that we are blessed with, sharing, and we encourage. I encourage everyone, if you have a little extra, share with someone who is not as fortunate as you are. And Ron, as we look forward to 2026,
Yes.
we intend to continue to work hard for the people of the town of St. George.
Excellent.
Bearing in mind that I am the face of the constituency within our government, and I try my best to behave no differently from any of the elected MPs.
Yes.
And so I try to ensure that whatever programs and policies the government pursues, that the people of the town of St. George benefit.
Excellent.
And that I will continue to do in 2026. We look forward to tackling some of the infrastructure issues in the town of St. George. We look forward to commencing work on Village Road. We look forward to addressing the completion of the St. John's flood mitigation project. We look forward very much to starting our thrust to enhance, as you speak, tourism, to enhance the built heritage that makes up the town of St. George, that makes the town of St. George that unique, quaint, Georgian style city. And we will start in collaboration with the tourism, the Ministry of Tourism, to establish the art gallery as a Priory building, at the Priory building that we recently acquired on Church Street. And that will be part of a grander plan to enhance our built heritage, including the York House, Public Library, Drill Yard, that whole area there. So it's going to be a process that will take a bit of a while, longer than a year, but we are going to start with the Priory building. And so all the smaller infrastructure projects, and then of course continue to help the people as much as we can with their housing and other needs, the matters that affect the constituency, the sporting facilities. We are going to complete the pavilion at Queen's Park.
Excellent.
So looking forward to great things in the constituency of the town of St. George. I would like to thank everyone, the team that is working along with me, and the residents of the town of St. George generally, for all their support and their show of appreciation for the efforts that we are making so far.
Excellent.
Also, yes, Ron, also, thanks. I'd just like to acknowledge the team at the Ministry of Legal Affairs, Labor and Consumer Affairs. I wouldn't say much because I did record a year in review with some of the management team at the ministry, and also I did a little Christmas message already, which GIS I expect will broadcast. So
Yes.
just to acknowledge and say thank you to the hardworking staff of the Ministry of Legal Affairs, Labor and Consumer Affairs, and to all of you listeners, look out for our year in review, which will be aired on GIS, and also my Christmas message, where I spoke more about our plans for 2026 and our achievements in 2025. So we look forward to continuing to serve you, maintaining a peaceful and healthy industrial relations climate, enhancing and supporting and promoting the rule of law, and also we want the Division of Consumer Affairs, Office of Consumer Affairs, to be our breakout division in 2026, just as CAIPO performed well in 2025, putting us on the map with Vaughan as our international youth IP ambassador, and us going into the Madrid protocol. And CAIPO stood out this year, I think most people would agree. And we want the Office of Consumer Affairs to do that in 2026. So look forward to great things from our ministry in 2026. Of course, as long as the Prime Minister will have me as that minister.
Excellent. And you're doing a wonderful job. Thank you very much for calling in.
Thank you.
All the best for the season.
The town of St. George is in great hands.
Yes,
Absolutely.
definitely, you know. So I think on call we have Dr. Tessa Sincere. She would now bring her Christmas message to our constituents. St. Andrew Northeast. Dr. Sincere. All right, good afternoon.
Happy Sunday to everybody.
Thank you. Same to you.
Trust your Sunday is going well. I just want to take this opportunity to wish all of Grenada and Grenadians at home and in the diaspora happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all the best for the new year. And I want to say a special good morning to the constituents of St. Andrew Northeast and to share a brief message. As we gather with loved ones during this blessed season, I wish to extend heartfelt wishes of peace, joy, and renewal to every constituent. Christmas reminds us of the power of kindness, the strength of our constituency and communities, and the light that shines brightest when we share it together. This year in St. Andrew Northeast, we faced challenges and celebrated victories, but through it all, our resilience and spirit have been a beacon of hope. May this season, this Christmas season, inspire us to deepen our bonds of unity, to care for one another, and to build a future rooted in gratitude and compassion. Let us carry forward the message of Christmas, love, generosity, and faith into 2026 and beyond, ensuring that none of our constituents is left behind and that together we can continue to grow. So from my family to yours, every family in St. Andrew Northeast, every constituent, I take this opportunity to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. May your homes be filled with laughter, your hearts with peace, and your days with the promise of better and brighter days ahead. Blessings always, love, and peace. Tessa. Thank you.
All right, Dr.
Thank
Tessa,
you.
thank you very
Season's
much for
greetings.
the message. Season's greetings to you. And folks on radio, we would like to say goodbye to you. It's now after 1 minute past 1, and we would say goodbye to you. You could continue listening as the ministers give their greetings. So online, I believe we have another MP, minister. No, not as yet. And so we're still waiting. I think Senator Gloria Thomas, she indicated that she should be calling in. So we would be touching base with them shortly. But in the interim, we have a little extension. So probably let's just
I'd like to
chat. You
actually
can-
speak about
yeah.
the Tongue of St. George.
Okay,
So the Tongue of St. George, we have the Fort George that's going to be coming up pretty soon.
Right.
It should be a massive attraction
right.
for the people of, well, first of all, for the people of Grenada. It's a big accomplishment. It's the first time since the fort was built in the 1600s and now
That
it'll
it
be
has.
turned into the hands of civilians. And with that, it should then speak to the revitalization holistically of the Tongue of St. George. Because the fort essentially was built there to protect the town. And now we're looking at, how do we enhance tours, our productivity of that, so we can now move historical tours to the Tongue of St. George, architectural tours, and of course, like even food-related tours to the Tongue of St. George, ensuring that individuals are fully immersed in the culture, and even get to the point where you have a UNESCO inscription of the fort in the Tongue of St. George. So 2026 is looking good. So for the Tongue of St. George especially, and with exactly what the senator mentioned. So we're going to be doing a lot there.
Excellent. All right, that sounds good. Because I think at the end of the day, as you mentioned, your role is really to facilitate. And the Ministry of Infrastructure, the Ministry of MIT, they've been adamant to complete this project. And it's taken a little while, but nonetheless, I think good things comes to those who wait, and the product would be phenomenal. In speaking with the minister, for example, he spoke extensively on one program about the potential for vendors, for example, to be at the fort. So it's not just going to be a tourist destination where you just come, you visit, and you go, but people will have the opportunity now to earn an income. We have someone else on the line, so let's take the call. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. It's Sister Gloria, yes, you're live on the NDC Heartbeat, chairperson of our great organization. Yeah. Please give your Christmas greetings. I know it is taking a lot out of you to come out of the season now, because you told me that you'll be relaxing. So, but it's a pleasure to hear from you, and we welcome you to give your remarks.
Yeah. And season's greetings to all Grenadians at home and in the diaspora. In this special season, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude for everything that we were able to achieve during these years. And we call on everyone to share with each other, show love, show caring, and responsibility as you go out during the season this year. Look out for the less fortunate than yourselves and share whatever you have with them.
Excellent.
So to one and all, Merry Christmas and safe holidays.
Thank you, and to you as well, Senator.
Just
all
like
the
to say
best.
special thanks to her as well.
Right.
As well, especially in housing.
Yes.
And there's a lot of things
Project
happening.
500.
Project 500,
We're going to
all
touch
of the
on it maybe
housing
at
that's
another.
happening. That's
Yes,
that's another
yes,
conversation for another time. But she's doing a fantastic job with that. Yeah.
So I think the next person we're going to have is Senator David Andrew. So we'll try to get in contact with him there now. But speaking of Project 500, I think you have, is it 17 units?
17 units completed, and I think that, and you'll see how it ties back into tourism.
Right.
The idea is that, we also want to make building in Grenada more affordable.
Right.
Holistically.
Yeah.
Right? Using new types of building technologies that we don't traditionally use on island. We are assessing how we could do it. How do we build faster, more efficiently, more resiliently? How do we make it more attainable for those who are unable to build right now? A lot of individuals have land they can't build.
Right.
A lot of individuals are priced out of having a home. So you want to make sure they have housing that's economically aligned. Right. But what's important about it is that this is just another initiative of the government to ensure that collectively we rise. So it's not just foreigners coming into our country, buying second homes and outpricing the market, but there's a place for all of us to collectively own a home, rise, and have a wonderful product that we can be proud of.
Excellent. I think, thank you very much. We were
Still
trying
waiting
to,
for
Senator Andrew there. I
Yeah.
guess he's enjoying the season so much he can.
I know they're very busy
Very
this time
busy.
of year.
They've been giving out toys. Yesterday,
right.
for example, was St. George Northeast Christmas Frolic. It went well. I mean, we gave out tremendous amount of gifts. The constituents, they loved it. So it was a pleasure giving off all the toys. And, you know, the hampers distribution, the hams, everybody is getting a little bit of something. And I think that is what important when you talk about the Christmas season, that whole spirit of giving. No matter how much, but give. You know?
Yeah, I think it's really about that spirit of Christmas, right? The thought, the care for your fellow man, taking care of them, seeing them do better. You know, and especially that we have the privilege to be in this position is how do we impact the lives and make it better? You know, year on year, how do we continue to do that with not just great policy, but also take that time out of our schedules to show and demonstrate, you know, care.
Excellent. And so we'll try another minister. Yes, Honorable Tevin Andrews. I guess he heard so much about he heard so much about our conversation with Night Landing and so on. So he's compelled to give his Christmas message and greetings to his constituents on the NDC Heartbeat. So, Honorable Tevin Andrews, the floor is yours, or the microphone in that instance. Please share your Christmas greetings. You're live on the NDC Heartbeat program.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody, and of course, thanks for listening to the NDC Heartbeat program. Comrade Ron, how are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Hope that all is well. I look forward seeing you during the holidays as well in Carriacou.
Yes, I will be there.
But let me use the opportunity to wish the people of Carriacou and Petit Martin, and by extension Grenada, a prosperous and happy 2026, and most so a Merry Christmas. I think how much more days we have for Christmas? Just a couple more days.
Yes.
I want to wish you all the best. I want to encourage you to be safe. I want to encourage you to be responsible in your actions. And you know, the season is to be merry. It's for us to relax, have fun, take care of the people that are among us. I mean, look out for each other. Basically, that's what we need to do. Look out for each other. Be your brothers and sisters keeper. You know, in one of our Christmas events in Carriacou, I told my constituents that Kakabau, we must look out for Kakabau, meaning kayaks must look out for kayaks, regardless to their race, their religion, their political beliefs, etc. And likewise, I'm seeing this throughout Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martin, that we all must look out for each other. And sometimes we keep saying look out for the vulnerable, but I want to encourage that you look out for everybody. Check on the seniors next door, check on your neighbor next door. We need to bring back that community vibe. A lot of us have gotten a little bit too selfish these days. So Christmas is about togetherness, the community. It's about people. So from my family to yours, and from Carriacou and Petit Martin, we wish you all the best for the Christmas. And I wish all the people in Carriacou and Petit Martin and the diaspora a happy Christmas and a happy 2026 and a prosperous one as well.
Thank you, Minister. All right, take care. Right. So you heard it there from the Minister himself, Carriacou Petit Martin. He's wishing everyone all the best. I think we're going to take another MP or Minister.
I love the passion for, you know.
Yes. He's rooted in this a very long time. I could speak from experience with him. He's been at it for a very long time. So it
really means well, and you can see that every time he speaks, the passion within closed doors, right? It's not just a public facade, you know. He's just always passionate about it and making sure that things happen.
True.
So like it's always great to work with the Honorable Tevin Andrews.
Excellent. I think we do have somebody else on the line. Not as yet. So I don't intend to keep them too long. I know a lot of them have been tired out from the season of just distributing toys. Honorable Prime Minister, for example, I saw him almost everywhere in St. David, giving out, and he was not only at St. David, but in various constituencies as well. So I think overall, Brother Dolan, this is probably better Christmas in terms of the cheering, the spirit. Even on the economic side, we just came from budget, and you heard some of the good numbers there and some of the things that we are doing to be able to pivot Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique in a better light. Of course, we know we have upcoming next year hurricane season, and in a twinkling of an eye, all of this could be upended if we don't plan right and try to get the right mix in. So understanding the sectors, in particular the tourism sector, is key to ensuring that we keep and sustain our economic growth and development. So I want to thank you very much for appearing on the program. I think it's always a blessing when we speak to you, especially dealing with tourism and how that linkage could be created from agriculture to sports and all the other sectors. So I want to thank you very much to you and your staff at GTA. I wish you all the best, the Ministry of Tourism, Creative Affairs, Culture as well. They're doing a phenomenal job, absolutely. And let's continue to encourage them to keep on doing so.
We'll definitely be doing that. We just relaunched our full 2026 strategic plan. That we're sharing with stakeholders, so everyone is fully apprised as to how we're going to be approaching 2026. We definitely believe 2026 could be the best year ever, notwithstanding any sort of global shocks or threats. But we're poised. We have a great leadership team. We have a new CEO on board and a great team around her that will really work hard to execute that. And really, it's a team effort from the guys who clean the beaches every single day, all the way up the chain to our Minister of Tourism. We are united, and our focus in 2026 is going to be bringing prosperity to the destination and really delivering on the transformational agenda in that sector. So with that, I'd like to wish you, your viewers, and everyone listening, and all of the state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique a very Merry Christmas and the most prosperous 2026. It's always an honor to sit in this position and have this opportunity to serve. And we look forward to serving more and delivering more in 2026.
Excellent. Thank you very much. All right. So to our viewers and listeners, we want to say thank you for joining us. I want to wish Brother Terry Forrester, Ambassador Terry Forrester, all the best. Make sure you get some ginger beer, please, sir, and drink that. It should help the throat.
Or some job oil eventually.
Or some job oil eventually. So we wish you all the best, listeners, viewers, and we look forward to having you whenever that time is again. All the best. Thank you. Take care.